All right, and we are back here with more ECL Elite coverage, bringing you YMCA Esports versus Örebro Hockey. And that first matchup between Sawo and Havu, I mean, definitely impressive. That first game, obviously a lot closer than that second game where Sawo just seemed to find an extra switch and turn it on and just really never turn it off until that third period where Havu had some pushback, but then it became the Nikkei show and he just continued to shut the door.
Yeah, and it was one of those games to where even though we had a bit of a low-scoring affair for a long time, we still saw a little bit of everything. We saw great goaltending, we saw great defense, and we even got a few pretty plays in there as well, especially that last goal there from that passing display that Sawo put on, and just a great effort for them to get 4 out of 4 points. And it's going to be interesting because we saw those two, now we move on to the next two games, and YMCA, they gave us quite the show yesterday. Wouldn't be shocked if they give us 2 more entertaining ones here today.
Absolutely, and taking on Örebro, a team that they want to try to beat if they want to work their way in towards a playoff position. So we'll get a look now at the team matchup between YMCA Esports and Örebro Hockey. We'll see how they've done so far this season. Kind of, a similar story, goals for, goals against wise, but that special teams battle definitely pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially at that penalty kill. YMCA is stellar on the penalty kill, a little bit over 85%, while Örebro a little bit worse, 40%. The one thing that you do have to keep in mind, though, more games played for YMCA compared to Örebro, 6 compared to 4. So there is a bit of a discrepancy there for those reasons, but that still could be something to look out for. The fact that Örebro has struggled a little bit on that PK, can that be the way YMCA gets things going offensively? As they have struggled a little bit on that end, and that's something we talked about yesterday. It's going to be fun to look out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely will be. So we'll get a look real quick at the team lineups, of course, going into this one for both these respected sides. For YMCA, going with JM, Angel Kuru, and Sokolo on the front three. In the back end, you got Yuga and Julius. And then, of course, between the pipes is Bena, who really had a phenomenal performance the last time they were featured on broadcast. And on the side of Örebro, you have Yakari, Pikari, and Jansku up front. Teberdi and Migo Buna on the back end, and it's the Eli Kamel between the pipes.
This is going to be really fun to watch these two teams face off, and it's kind of interesting because we obviously got to look at YMCA a little bit yesterday, and something that they really thrived on was being able to kind of just stay defensively sound enough to push themselves forward. They're not a team that's going to score a lot, but the way they play as 5 defensively and kind of just let things go as they go and just try to stay in games, and they just let Bena do his things. He has that ability to make those big saves. Maybe, in my opinion, one of the more underappreciated goalies in the Elite Division. He's been so well and so consistent for so long for this YMCA team. He can really be a difference, and it's going to be fun to see if Örebro can kind of break past what's been a really stout YMCA defensive effort to start the year.
Absolutely. When we'll see now the individual matchups between these two teams, starting as we do with the center comparison. Angel Kuru versus Pikari here, and kind of a, similar story-ish, but and then you look at the games played, Pikari on a much, much better pace so far than Angel Kuru is scoring-wise.
Yeah, and some of that kind of has to do with the scoring woes that YMCA has had to start the year. But the thing is that Angel Kuru, even though he doesn't necessarily contribute as much offensively, specifically to start the year, he contributes in other ways. He's really solid defensively. He can kind of play that sound two-way game. And even maybe just as importantly, he is clutch on the faceoff dot, 57.1%. We saw him win multiple big faceoffs to close out their second game win yesterday against HV71. He might not be a guy that's going to light up the score sheet, but he does make his name known out there. He does make an impact, just not in the same way as Picardi might. But it's going to be fun to watch how these two centers that kind of play a contrasting game face off against one another here in this 2-game set.
Absolutely, and we'll look at now the winger battle between these two sides. On, of course, the side of YMCA, JM and Sokolo. And JM perhaps not off to the start that he's more normally accustomed to, but that's kind of been the story of the offense so far for YMCA. Whereas on the flip side, even when you got to look at Pikari and his point totals, you maybe expect a bit more from the wingers here. But as of right now, it really looks like Pikari is taking the charge, and Yakari and Jansku going to want to get a few more points here and there.
Yeah, and it's always so interesting looking at these matchups at the beginning of the season because obviously it is just the start of the season, but it kind of shows you who's getting off to that hot start and who's getting off a little bit slower. And another thing is that more times than not, even more so than when you're later in the season, the performance of the team in itself kind of reflects the personal stats a little bit. And I think you're kind of seeing that with these two teams. YMCA, a team that is averaging a goal per game on the nose right now. You're kind of seeing that between the two wingers. Lower point totals, and for Örebro, not a lot higher, but 2 goals per game as of now, and you're seeing they have more points collectively on their wingers than YMCA does. So it's kind of interesting to see how that formulates, and something to really look out for, I think, especially for Örebro. Janskoy, 17 shots to start out in just 4 games. He's the guy that's going to put that puck on net when he has that space. Going to be really, really interesting, especially to see matching up against a really tight defense and a great goalie in Bennett he's going to be facing on the opposition.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at that defense right now between these two teams here, and not a ton of points coming from the back end quite yet, besides Migo Buna, who is at that point per game mark. But again, as you said, very early on, just 4 games played for Örebro.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of times in the defense, it can vary. You can see guys that will have lower point totals, but usually they're a little bit more defensive. But in this case, it's kind of hard to retell because neither of these two teams have really gotten off to scorching offensive start, so to speak. So those point tallies don't necessarily show as well maybe what these guys can do on the offensive end. But what we do know is that they contribute so much on the defensive end. And we kind of talked about it with YMCA, how great they have been defensively. But I think Örebro has kind of shown that a little bit too. They can come in, play well defensively, keep a team from just going in and staying camped in the offensive zone and getting things going. They're going to have to do so here today, especially against a YMCA team that is hungry to kind of get past that schneid and get things going offensively for themselves.
Absolutely, and the guys taking care of the back end here between the pipes, Benna and Eli Kamel. Obviously, Eli Kamel, a very solid goaltender at that kind of baseline that we talk about, 80 save percentage, but look at what Benna has done over the course of this season so far. Save percentage, almost 89%, 1.5 goals against, 2 shutouts. Both wins for YMCA have been shutouts. He has just been phenomenal so far for this YMCA squad.
Yeah, it kind of feels like where Benna goes, YMCA goes. If he plays well, if he only allows a goal or two, it seems like their chances of winning increase rather astronomically for this YMCA squad. So Örebro, they're going to have their work cut out for them facing a really hot goalie that, like I said, in my opinion, one of the more underappreciated goalies in the elite division, not just this season, but in general. Benna's been a guy that's been consistently solid for YMCA in seasons past, has been a solid goalie in seasons past, just doesn't necessarily get all of that pub because he's not really been in that situation where they've had a deep playoff run and YMCA trying to kind of get themselves back to that point. But on the other end, a solid goalie he's going to be facing in Eli Kamel. Wouldn't shock me at all if we maybe see a low-scoring affair in one of these 2 games like we saw in that first game between Havu and Sawa, because these 2 guys, they have that ability to steal the show. They have that ability to really shut things down, and both these guys can really control the way this game goes and not allow many to go past them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, not too sure if I'm correct, but I think the last time YMCA was in the playoffs, I don't believe Benna was on the squad just yet here. So they definitely have found a great goaltender to be perhaps a playoff performer. It's now just about, getting the other pieces in place. And as you said, both these goaltenders very strong, and with both teams sort of, struggling to get out of the gate strongly offensively, we could definitely see that goaltender duel as we move closer to these 2 teams matching up. If we do have time, we'll take a quick look at some of the latest results from around the ECL Elite and see if we had the games from earlier reported. I'm not too sure that we do yet, but we can take another look here as we do. I'm just apparently blind. There's the Salvo and Havu Gaming, 2 shutouts, of course, for Nike.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing some of the other scores from around the league that we didn't cover. How about Fallon Coal Miners and Yip Yavaskala? That was a series that was pretty interesting to see how that turned out, but Yip Yavaskala stealing 3 out of 4 points while Fallon Coal Miners being able to do the same. So 2 teams that were in the playoff hunt going in, getting their fair share of points between the 2 of them. So pretty interesting to see how some of these teams that we mentioned, we didn't necessarily expect to be on that left side of the standings, continuing to surprise us. That trend going on more and more and more. So we're starting to get deeper and deeper in the season. Maybe this is a storyline that kind of continues to develop as a few teams that we didn't expect to see get in might be seeing themselves get in, or at least as of now, setting themselves in good position to do so.
Yeah, and how about Conquer Gaming as well, taking 3 out of 4 points off of IQ. Again, one of the teams that was a 5 seed last season. Conquer, one of the teams that was in towards the bottom of the standings. 3 out of 4 points here early on. We'll take a look at now how this is kind of affecting the standings so far. Again, early on in the season, we're going to see a lot of movement here and there, but you're really getting a look at how a team like the Fallon Coal Miners, 5-2-1 start, just absolutely great for them.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Fallon was kind of the mystery team coming into the season. They're a team that took Granite Gaming's place, and obviously they had LeMannons come in, and it's been one of those things. Where do they go? They had so many names that no one had really seen together in such a long time. Excuse me, I meant Fury and not LeMannons, but it was one of those things. It was like, what are they going to look like? Are they going to be able to bring that chemistry together as a newly reformed team? And so far they've come in, they've looked good, they've competed with really high quality teams, and maybe they end up taking a roots gaming kind of approach from last season where they shocked a lot of people, just missed the playoffs, maybe trying to look and take that step further and really cement themselves into that top 5.
Yeah, absolutely here. And, this matchup here, a couple teams that, again, have a lot to prove, want to prove a lot. YMCA want to get back towards that playoffs here. And don't forget, the ECL filled with all kinds of divisions. We will have coverage of the Pro Division tomorrow, which will be, of course, the great King Lime on the play-by-play. And my buddy here, Brandon B. Major, taking over the color as always. That'll be Hawaii Hockey Reality Check and Deadly Phantoms taking on the Herlev Eagles there. So don't miss that action tomorrow, 1945. CEST. It's always great to see the Pro Division get in action. These are all future teams that could find themselves in Elite. As we do have the play underway here. Örebro in, I believe, the black, and, well, we're going to have an icing here right off of the draw there. And these two teams, YMCA and Örebro, getting off a bit of a slow start here as... Oh, I almost thought we had got a bit of a scare moment there. I thought we had a sinking glitch right there. That took a while for the face-off to go off. 1 now by YMCA. Sent down low. And Sokolo trying to get the puck here. A bit of a dangerous opportunity as Örebro looking to keep that out of the middle of the ice. Sent back down low. Sokolo now to JM. JM back up top. That's Angel Kuru covering at the point. Sokolo from behind the net, maybe looking for a wrap chance. But Eli Kamel able to get the smother.
Yeah, and getting a quick start could be huge for either of these two teams. Kind of teams that, like we mentioned, have not necessarily gotten off to hot starts, have not been able to really score at will. Maybe getting that first goal could break things open and kind of help one of these teams take that momentum early.
There's a quick shot attempt from Yuge there. What a play. Nice bit of L-skating from Angel Kuru. Try to get a nice shot away, but a counterattack now from Örebro. Numbers, shot on and scores! Jansku rifles that on net, picks the corner on Banu, and an early lead now for Örebro.
A quick start you want, a quick start you will get. Örebro with the opening goal there, Sin, as you mentioned, is right off of the counterattack. It's been interesting. We've seen a lot of counterattack goals today, and we see another one this time for Örebro. They go in, and it started in on the other side for the defensive zone faceoff, and they were able to win that, get out of their own zone, and turn it into an opportunity. It just goes to show you that when you're able to play that good defense, great offensive opportunities can come from it, and that time Örebro was able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you mentioned just the amount of shots Jansku had been taken, not afraid to pull the trigger, does so right there, and just an unbelievable aimed shot, just picks the corner on Benu. Obviously not in bad position, just a lot of power on it, great accuracy, and Örebro right back in on the attack here. Interesting shot being taken by Pikari. And YMCA able to break that out. Angel Kuru sent over to JM, joining the Russia's Yuga. And poked free. Örebro have it and settle it down, looking to reset. Migo Buna over his defensive partner in Teradi. Trying to send it through the middle to Yakari, but they go offside.
Yeah, and I like that you kind of mentioned how just the tendency of Jansku to put that puck on net. We already kind of saw that early in the game. It's going to be interesting to see maybe if Örebro can use that early momentum to keep in the offensive zone and keep putting the puck on net. Obviously, so hard to beat Benna, but look at Erson.
Right immediately, as if on cue, into the zone. Shot on rebound, and Pikari sends that one in. A hot start from Örebro.
Yeah, and they couldn't have asked for much more. We were just kind of talking about how maybe they can use that early goal to continue to apply that pressure, and here we are. They do so right there. A shot on net leads to a rebound, and that leads to a second chance opportunity. Pekery took advantage of it there, and this is not really great territory if you're YMCA. You've already struggled to score, and now you're going to have to find a way to get some goals in that down early in this game. Obviously, plenty of time to go, but just with the way their season started out, I know they would have loved to have kept this thing close.
Absolutely, and that's another shot block. This could be danger. Jansku coming in, 3-on-1 developing. Jansku with another low shot, looking for the rebound. Neither Yakari or Pekery could get their stick on it, and YMCA perhaps dodging a bullet right there. Had they gone down 3-0, that could have, much worse scenario. It's already pretty bad right now, already down by 2, but plenty of time left. That third one goes in, and all of a sudden, you're already in desperation mode in the first. Julius now sent over to Sokolo, sent back, and seeing YMCA maybe feeling some of the heat there, an errant pass, and they're going to have to resettle this. Beautiful read coming out there from Jansku, looking for the turnover. I'm unable to make that happen. Angel Kuru now. Sent back to Julius. Looking for perhaps a shot, sends it over to Yuge, down low. JM. Fighting with the puck, with Jansku there, collapsing down in a beautiful display of defense, and Örebro breaking it out the other way. Jansku now leading the rush. All over the ice, Jansku. Quick shot on attempt, and beautiful pass through the legs there. Doesn't connect with Pekery, but Örebro still on the attack. He's back skating out front, trying to get another quick shot on, but YMCA attacking back down the other way. Right as they cross the blue line, though, puck poked off of their stick, and Örebro in possession once more. Dump in chase from Amigo Buna, but no one really close enough to pursue. YMCA will collect it. You get now back to Julius. Sent over, nice pass. Sokolo enters the zone. Dropped back to Julius. Shot on traffic. Angel Kuru off the pass. Down low, but missed his target. Poke attempt coming out there from Yuge, unable to hold the line. But YMCA right back in on the attack. Momentarily, they need to try to gain this line cleanly. About a minute left here in the first. Still looking for offense, still looking for that first goal. It'd be great to have this deficit before the period break. Yuge now behind the net, trying to do a little wrap chance. Puck bounces and goes all the way out. Julius will collect it. Pass up the board. Sokolo gets it. Onside play. Pass back to Angel Kuru, who tries to take a shot. Blocked aside. Örebro has it in the corner. Maybe one more attempt. JM, they score! 0.1 seconds left. Sokolo finds the back of the net, and YMCA cut the deficit in half. That was absolutely massive.
Here I was preparing to talk about how Örebro being able to go in with a 2-0 lead at the end of the first could be huge going into the second, as they were struggling to score coming in, and they're playing a team that struggled to score themselves. But Sokolo saying, hey now, not so fast. There's still a 1/10 of a second left on that clock, and I'm going to take advantage of it, ladies and gentlemen. That is a huge goal for YMCA to cut this deficit in half, and Sin, now we're in a completely different looking situation going into this second.
I mean, that's just unreal. That was 0-100. It kind of almost looked like a nothing play coming out from YMCA, just trying to force it towards the middle, and maybe kind of luckily it was JM got bumped off of that puck, I believe, and Sokolo just picked it up and put that one home, probably just spamming that right stick as he entered toward the center of the net, and it worked out. 0.1 seconds remaining. I don't know if we've ever seen a goal scored with that little amount of time left. We've seen less than a second. We've seen about a second left, but 0.1, it's literally as close as you can cut it here. That's got to be a massive momentum boost for YMCA.
That's why I think it's so big, because YMCA going down second, or being down 2-0 going into the second period, that's one thing, but when you only have one shot on net, you've had some offensive opportunity in terms of zone time, but just continuing that struggle that they've had all season, it's a big difference between that and going in scoring with the smallest amount of time possible and having the ability to carry that momentum going in. So now YMCA, they can come in with a little bit of juice, and it seems like they kind of have that juice. A great entry into the zone to start out.
Sokolo trying to pass that one out front, but Örebro now counter-attacking. Great pokes coming out from Julius. And Sokolo now with the puck in the neutral zone over to Yuge. Nice bit of L skating, gains the line, trying to find Angel Kuru, but they don't connect. Beautiful pass up. Yakari one-on-one with Julius. Trying to one-touch around. Bennu has to play that puck and able to get the cover on it.
Yeah, and Örebro, they're just trying to find a way to maybe snatch that momentum back, because when you get a goal late like that, it's kind of deflating a little bit when you have that happen. You were up 2-0, and now all of a sudden your opposition is right back into this game, so they have a chance here to maybe make that happen. But YMCA, we see they're starting to buzz a little bit. Örebro trying to kind of take the wind out of their sails here if they can.
Yeah, but YMCA, as you said, definitely sort of gaining momentum. They got to be feeling it after getting that late goal. That's a massive boost to your morale here. But on the counterattack, Pikari trying to drop a pass back. Looked like it was for, maybe intended for Terity. They failed to connect. On Helkuru now. Yuge trying to find the pass. He does find Sokolo. Puck in the hands of Migo Buna. Got to be careful with that. 2 white jerseys right by him. What a pass up. Jansku trying to one-touch to the inside, but Julius says no. Upcoming jam gets bumped off the puck by Migo Buna. And Anho Kuru trying to enter the zone, but it will be offside. A stoppage in play here with 13:23 left in the second.
And it's funny how things change. This period looks completely different from what we saw in the first period, where Örebro kind of just got things going right out of the gate. They got a quick goal, followed it up with a second goal when they weren't really allowing YMCA to get much going. But all of a sudden, Örebro slowed down a little bit here. YMCA starting to get things going offensively. They're going to have to find a way to get into the zone and find another goal. But nevertheless, you can kind of see the tides turning in the way that this game is playing, not just because of that goal, but some of the adjustments that YMCA have made defensively.
Angel Kuru now looking for a low shot. Jam almost there. What a read by Jam to get the intercept. Jam on the doorstep trying to just jam it in on that short side. But Eli Kamel makes the stop. Angel Kuru resets it back to Yuga. And now Julius with the puck. Trying to move it up, but easy intercept coming out from Terity. Pass through. That won't go for icing. Yuga will be forced to play it. Sent up. Great pressure. Pikari with the puck. Trying to go on the backhand. Got to be careful with it as Yuga gets the puck. A lot of pressure coming out on the forecheck, and turnover. Jansku scores on the wraparound. Bennu caught swimming just a little bit. Relentless pressure on the forecheck leads to another Örebro tally.
Yeah, and a forecheck that would make Sawo Esports proud, and I think that forecheck was the reason that goal even happened there, Sid. I think Benna didn't really expect that play to develop as fast as it did. A nice job from Örebro, just keeping that pressure going, not letting up, causing that turnover, and giving themselves an opportunity. You never know what you can get out of that when you're able to get that chance, and they were able to get a nice play and a wraparound goal from it right there. So Örebro with exactly what they needed to snatch that momentum back from YMCA after that late first period goal.
On angle shot finds its way in the back of the net. Yuga there just kind of floated a backhander on. Eli Kamel stopped it. It bounced up in the air, and after that, it's completely up to RN Jesus and the hockey gods. And off his back too. Yeah, not a whole lot you can do in that situation. Feels bad, man. But if you're YMCA, that feels great. The deficit back down to 1 immediately.
Yeah, Eli Kamel, there's not much he could have done there, even if he tried to. Just an unfortunate bounce, but I think you said it best there, Sid. YMCA, they're certainly not complaining from down 2 to down 1 in a matter of a few seconds there. So, well, we're right back where we started. Here we are, 1-goal game.
And looking for the zone entry, Angel Kuru will take it back over to Yuga. Dump in chase. We'll have Angel Kuru there. Should get to it easily. Does retrieve it. Has JM down low. Just looks for an easy shot. Followed up by Sokolo. And he scores. Tie game here. YMCA off of the dump in chase. Find the evening marker. And the momentum swings in this one. Back and forth. Back and forth. We're right back to a tie game.
After game 1, these teams have not given us much chance to breathe. I grabbed a drink, took a sip, and then all of a sudden, YMCA had tied this game up. Absolutely unreal the way they have kept that pressure going no matter what has happened. Sokolo with another goal right there. And wow, Sin, just back and forth and back and forth. This game is completely for the taking, and both of these teams want it badly, you can tell it.
Yep, we always say expect the unexpected. We said this could be a tight defensive battle, and here we are, 3-3 scoreline towards the end of the second. Örebro now with the puck in their own end. Give and go between Pikari and Migo Buna. Looking for Jansku there to break that in, but YMCA have it. Momentarily, Yakari now picks up the puck. Over to Pikari, trying to feed Jansku there, led him with a sauce, maybe a bit too much on it. Reset now by YMCA, looking to break this out, the forechecking pressure from Örebro. Sokolo has it down the right wing side, trying to find space. Angel Kuru sends it back to Julius. Over to JM. Can't maintain possession. Right back out. Örebro, but YMCA with possessions. A few seconds left here in the second period. One more rush opportunity. They'll go with a dump and chase, and everyone's offside. They will let the period end. And we head into the third period at a score of 3-3. An interesting game so far, to say the least, Brandon.
Yeah, very interesting. We've seen some cool goals, some odd goals, some big saves mixed in between. I mean, it's been one of those games. It's almost hard to kind of keep track of everything that's happened because it feels like it's all just so ever-changing. For 1 minute, Örebro had all the momentum. They're up 2-0, and then all of a sudden, YMCA, with the smallest amount of time possible that they could have, find a goal and cut it to 1, and it was kind of a little bit stagnated from that point. But then Örebro, they go up 3-1. We're like, okay, Örebro, they're in a good position now. They just have to keep everything in front of them, play solid defense, and all of a sudden, YMCA just a minute or two later get that kind of odd goal that bounced off of the goaltender and Eli Kamel, and then a minute or two after that, another goal from Sakelo. So it's been one of those things to where if you stood up and took a break for a few minutes, the score is more than likely different from when you first set out. And so a lot of action, so fun to call. This third period, anything is up for grabs and anything can happen here in the next 20 minutes.
Absolutely. I think the moral of the story here today is don't take your eyes off the screen. Don't get up out of your chair. We are watching you here at Sports Gamer. Stay glued to your laptop, to your phone, whatever medium you are watching this on, because you are not going to want to miss this third period here. Örebro with the puck, sent up to Yakari, but they go offside.
And now it's kind of where you wonder what is going to be the play to kind of switch the momentum for one of these two sides. Obviously, right now it's in favor of YMCA getting those 2 unanswered goals, but it's one of those things to where it is a tie game still. It's 3-3, and whoever scores this next goal puts themselves in a good position to maybe try to see this thing out and put their opponent in an opposition's hands. So I have to wait to see that result as we got a disconnect here, but nevertheless, going to be something fun to watch out for when we start this third period back up.
Absolutely. It's just 18:55 gone in that third period here, so we'll have to see how we're going to handle this reset here. But it was a goaltender crash. We're getting word on that, so we will be starting. I'm not too sure if they're going to run down some time or run through first 2 periods. We'll have to get some word on that, but as of right now, they're showing us some replays here, so going to get Bennu back logged on here and maybe figure out what they're going to do from there. But, I mean, what a game so far. Unfortunately, the kind of momentum of it has stopped a little bit just after we told everyone don't stop watching. And, we have something like this that happened, a sinking loop, and then a goaltender that unfortunately gets booted here. But taking a look at some of these plays here, it's just wild action. I mean, the happenstance of that, sent over to the middle, JM gets bumped as he tries to shoot. It goes to Sokolo's stick. That's the only reason that goal goes in the back of the net. I mean, it's been wild here, some of these bounces.
It just goes to show you, Sid, it's a game of inches. You never know what can happen if you're just at the right spot at the right time. You kind of saw it there to Sokolo. He was at that right place at the right time, and the puck just kind of ended up to be on his stick. He was where he needed to be to get a scoring opportunity, and unfortunately there for Örebro, Eli Kamel just wasn't really in that position to read that odd bounce the way that it unfolded. So it's just kind of going to show you that every play isn't going to be pretty. Every play is not necessarily going to be by design, instead rather calculated. So it's one of those things, if you put yourself in the position to score, if you put yourself in front of the net, chances are that puck might just happen to be on your stick and you might capitalize and make that big play for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're getting word right now that they're going to keep things simple here as they get the reset going. They're going to treat that first period as the third period. It is a 3-3 games here. So it'll be, they won't have that, last minute real time in effect here, but if that game does go to overtime, well, we'll have plenty of periods left to play. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that we have to go through the reset here. But we're hopefully getting some word that the teams are looking to match up pretty quickly here. Otherwise, we may throw it to a brief intermission, but we'll try to avoid that if we can here, and hopefully get back to the action as soon as possible here, because these two teams have been, I mean, what else? You can't even really put it into words how insane this match has been. It's been exciting back and forth action, some weird bounces, some great goals, good transition play, good kind of zone play. It's YMCA having the advantage in, the zone time, but for so long it was Örebro who had the lead, and then a couple bounces later. And even when you think of those YMCA goals, it's one with 0.1 seconds left, one a bounce off the goaltender's back, and then kind of another play that sort of bounced out front. And again, it's right place, right time, but it comes down to them playing well in the offensive zone and getting chances and putting that puck on net.
Yeah, and if somebody wanted to argue that they're fortunate to be in this game, then I could understand that, because those goals have not been pretty. Obviously, to score with 0.1 seconds left, that's just a good job of keeping at it. Can't really blame anyone for that. But obviously, that second goal was huge. They were down 3-1, and the second goal, the third goal doesn't happen if it's not for that initial goal. So it's kind of one of those things to where YMCA just kind of continuing what they've done all season. They've done enough to keep themselves in games, and now you kind of get a bit of a reset there, which you can debate whether it benefits them or not. You get a fresh period, you get a chance to kind of collect yourselves, breathe a little bit, and now this third period, we said it was for the taking at first. Now it's really for the taking, because that momentum right down the middle and even. So this is going to be a lot of fun to see who's going to be able to make that one play or two that makes the difference. It very well could come down to that.
Yeah, and just a reminder for anyone joining us or unsure how this is working, the first period here will be treated as the third period. It will be still obviously a 3-3 game here. So, a lot obviously to kind of be decided here. And this third period is we get a look at what will be happening on Wednesday here for our broadcast coverage. It will be Havu Gaming taking on Jyväskylä and Färjestad taking on HV71. I will be casting it, joined, of course, by Brandon B. Major here once again for a week which has been memorable, to say the least, of ECL Elite action.
Absolutely. I kind of feel bad that Tugi's had to miss it, but he's somewhere on a beach or on top of a mountain watching, I'm sure. And it's been a lot of fun being able to sit down and call this with you. And two more great matchups. You got to see Havu earlier, and for the first time in a few seasons, we'll get to cover Jyväskylä in the ECL Elite. So that should be a lot of fun. And then obviously Färjestad, a team that's looking to get back to a semifinal and break past that to get to the final, versus an HV71 team that's maybe caught a few by surprise in the playoffs right now, playing well. They're going to get one of their first really big test of the season, playing a Färjestad's team that is as stable as anyone coming in here.
Yeah, absolutely. They made some, pretty awesome lineup changes. Sorry, I was going to say matchup changes. Get my words all mixed up. It's been a hectic day. You can't really blame us. But they are still kind of looking to really, really put it together and make it click in all the ways that on paper it looks like it should here. And yeah, you said it, HV71 definitely been one of the more surprising teams here as this third period gets underway at a 3-3 scoreline, but nonetheless it's tied. As YMCA looking to break that out, trying to pass all the way up to Angel Kuru, broken up in the neutral zone. Örebro now somehow changed jerseys, just like the Mighty Ducks in D2. We'll see if it brings them any sort of luck here as they try the short side there. And puck just kind of staying there precariously for Bennu, but he's able to find it in all that mess of sticks and skates and gets the cover.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting is because of the restart now, we kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier, but now that momentum that YMCA had where maybe they were kind of buzzing a little bit, it kind of stagnates a little bit. I like that Örebro really trying to force the issue and get that first goal quick here at that reset, trying to maybe snatch that momentum back and double down on it, since YMCA kind of had theirs broken up there due to that pause.
And down the left wing side, JM trying to enter the zone, poked off his stick by Migo Buna. Works it around over his defensive partner and to the winger, but unable to gain the line so far. Good work by Yuga and JM there on that left side to get the puck back. Sauce pass attempt to Sokolo, but broken up by Yakari. And this time ticking away here in the third. Örebro now have the puck and reset back in their own end. Migo Buna leading it down, goes for the dump and chase. Pursuit by Pikari and, Jansku. But they're unable to get the puck. Oh, almost holding the line right there. Excellent job of pressure, but YMCA have it towards the middle. Bouncing puck. Sokolo finds its way in. Sokolo once again, perhaps the recipient of a nice bounce, sweeps that one in. Looks like it's counting as an own goal from the lack of replay. And once again, YMCA get another marker and almost going for another one right there. Quick off the draw. JM got tripped and power play for YMCA. So much happening here, Brandon.
It's like we're at the YMCA. You look anywhere and there's something going on. These guys just do not stop. There's always something happening with this YMCA esports team. And how about Sakelo? 3 goals coming into this game, 3 goals tonight so far. And we're only 2.5 periods through. An absolutely amazing performance from him. He has just been all over the ice and always at the right place at the right time. And not only that, but now, not only do they only have the lead, they have a chance to double down on it as well.
And again, goes in the back of the net. Angel Kuru shoots it on. It bounces off the goaltender, bounces off a skate, goes in the net, counts as yet another own goal here. Örebro, do not buy any lottery tickets. Find a voodoo woman in the forest and try to break this curse, because something odd is happening here. This is now a 5-3 scoreline, and Örebro must be reeling here as all these goals going in the back of the net against them. YMCA continuing the pressure. Örebro trying to stop it in some way here on the attack. YMCA now trying to break it in. And you can just see, you can feel the desperation now coming out from Örebro. They feel like they deserved at least a slightly better fate. Of course, YMCA did have, the time and attack advantage, and we're getting some of the better chances, but, I mean, some of those bounces as well. Örebro must feel a little bit boned by some of them. Sent back to the point. Yuga now. Broken up. Jansku has it. Trying to feed the middle there. I think joining the rush was Terity, but they're unable to connect. YMCA have it, getting a bit crossed up. Yuga trying to move it out. Does have it, and now numbers coming back from YMCA. Sokolo now. Shot low, bounces, and almost goes in again. I don't know. We're seeing all the bounces right now in this game. We didn't see a whole lot in that first game between Sawo and Havo, but now all the bounces coming out to play in this matchup here. Good pressure coming out from YMCA. You can see Örebro now in full desperation. You're seeing Yakari kind of going up the ice a bit, looking for those potential Omaha plays. But time ticking away, a 2-goal lead here for YMCA. That is a 5-3 scoreline after the reset. Here we go, YMCA once again. JM trying to work his way past, I believe that was Migo Buna, just to try to feed Sokolo there. Maybe get himself the Ovech trick in this one. Offside Örebro, 2:02 remaining.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you, Sid. You can really see the desperation from after that second, or technically 5th goal went in advantage of YMCA. It's been 4 unanswered goals since that point, and the only thing now for Örebro is you have to remember, fast minute. They will not get as much time here to end this period as they would have, so really about 30 real-time seconds for them to try to get back into this one.
Yeah, that simply might not be enough time. A quick pass over as they're trying to feed Jansku. And here come YMCA briefly there. Örebro trying to get that back in. They sent it out. The zone is cleared, and with 7.7 left, that should just about do it here in this first game of 2.
How about YMCA, Sid? We kind of came in talking about the scoring woes that they had and not really able to find a way to get the puck in the net. Well, they said, hey, we're just going to put the puck on net and see what happens. And good things happen. Magical things maybe even happen, to say the least. It went to their advantage, you could say, in this case. And they're going to come out with 2 points now, a big 2 points because of it here.
Absolutely massive, from being at 1 point, 2 goals down to winning by 2. That's just a tremendous job by YMCA to stick with it. And again, not all the goals are pretty. Some of them you could consider some lucky bounces here and there, but it was their willingness to attack, to throw pucks on net, to grind for those rebounds. And they really had the advantage in time on attack, as we said, throughout a lot of that game. And, sometimes we don't see teams rewarded for that. And in this case, you could even argue maybe a team was rewarded a bit too much, but at the end of the day, they were willing to throw those pucks on. They had the time on attack. They were willing to take those chances. They kept pressing. They kept getting Örebro on their heels, and they got those 2 points at the end of the day.
And that's the thing, it doesn't matter how you get them. It's how you get them. When you get to week 6 and we're looking at the standings, they don't discriminate. They're not going to ask, hey, yeah, that game versus Örebro, you didn't really score the best goals there, so we're not going to give you the 2 points for that win. No. They get the 2 points. that's going to be a huge win for them in the standings, especially considering that them and Örebro coming in, they were kind of in that similar position, a little bit outside of the playoffs, trying to maybe find their way in, maybe stay out of those relegation series spots if possible. And a win like this for YMCA, especially considering what they kind of had to go through to get there, being down 2-0 and then down 3-1. Very, very big, not just maybe for now, but maybe as we look towards the end of the season, as these are two teams that are pretty similar in talent and in standings place.
Yeah, as you can just see, kind of the result of those couple goals right there. Captain tries to pick up the puck after the save by Eli Kamel and just kind of slides in there. That was kind of the fortune of Örebro in that game, and their misfortune turned out to be the fortuitousness of YMCA at the end of the day, and they get those 2 points because of that, and we'll be setting the stage for the second game of 2 between these two teams after a brief word from our lovely sponsors here. All right, so as we prepare for this next matchup there, a brief intermission took a little bit longer, as always, as you guys know out there, perhaps if you're playing a league, it takes a little bit longer to report some of those games to get split up with some we'll say interesting connectivity issues, but we get a look at the prize pool and what these teams are playing for here. Of course, the winter season completed just about 2 months ago here. We're in the spring season now with a prize pool of, €6,000 for the first place team. And if that first place team does turn out to be H-Reds, they get automatically that grand final prize of 10,000 additional euro here. So I think safe to say everyone's gunning for H-Reds here.
Yeah, and you can't blame them. And obviously, you want to get that prize there. €6,000, that's a nice chunk. And obviously, anyone that makes the semifinals will get their share of the cut. But I think there's a little bit of pride on the line, too. No one wants H-Reds unless you are H-Reds. You don't want to go ahead and not have to play the finals just because they win twice. So I think there's a lot of teams gunning for them. Maybe it could be one of these two teams on our screen here soon.
Absolutely. We've seen crazier things happen in the ECL Elite before, as a nice little spin pass coming out from Jansky there, trying to generate a bit of attack there as Örebro looking for a better bit of fortune than they got in that first game here. Looking to pick up a couple of very, very important points here against YMCA, who are in the black jerseys, and Örebro in the white. You see now Angel Kuru with the puck, and you may notice that gold helmet on him, signifying his team's leading scorer. Now Pikuri has it. You see the gold helmet on him too, the two centers leading their team in point scoring. Down low, big shot on coming around from Jansky there, in tight. Doesn't really hit the net. And the counterattack coming out from YMCA. Shot on net. Why not from Angel Kuru? They saw the kind of bounces they were getting in that last one. You never know how those rebounds can go. Beautiful pressure right now from Örebro, and they do get the puck. Jansky out front. Shot on net by Yakari. Glove down by Bennu there. Huge save early on here in the first.
We didn't really talk a lot about Bennu in the last game just because of how wild and back and forth it was. The goaltending really wasn't the star of the show like we maybe thought it was, but a nice start there from Bennu to get a really good, solid glove save.
Yakari there trying a shot, but poked off his stick by JM. And Örebro are reset. Hard pass off the boards by Ulis, finding Sokolo, then tries to send it down low. Counterattack coming out, Jansky with the puck. Stop and go, sends it over to Yakari. But YMCA back in possession once more. Julius now looking to work it up over to Yuga. Sent back to his defensive partner once again. Trying to feed it. Sokolo, though, I'll say a couple steps offside. Nearing getting close to the top of that circle there, as he perhaps thought that pass was coming to him.
Yeah, just a little bit of a miscommunication there, but never bad to get a chance to get that face off. If you win it, gives you possession, and maybe you can reset and go back on the other end.
Yakari with the puck now as Örebro have possession. Bit more of a calmer start in this one, definitely than we saw in the last one, perhaps, but Örebro looking to change that now and get some offense. What a pass and a brilliant save coming out from Bennu. I don't think Yakari got all he wanted on that, but enough to get that towards the net, and Bennu denied him with the split save. Pikuri back in on the attack, broken up by Julius. What a poke check now from Jansky. Jansky sent over. Pikuri has it. Sent all the way out and over the head of Teredy there. We'll have to go and chase that one back, but it will be icing and an offensive zone draw.
And Bennu, he has been spectacular through the first 12 minutes of this game. I know I kind of said that we didn't really get to mention him much in game one because of how high scoring it was, but 2 or 3 spectacular saves to start this game out. Örebro looking solid, but just not able to beat the goaltending that Bennu to start out.
Nice poke there. We'll send Sokolo in on the attack. Back down around the net. JM can't handle the pass, but on Hokuru there in support. Sent back down low. JM has it now. Sokolo gets it bumped off the puck. But in the neutral zone. Broken up. Örebro now still in possession. Jansku with the puck. Enters the zone. Sent over. Pikari has it. Julius picks it up. Over his defensive partner. Broken out. Great pinch there from Migo Buna. But they can't keep it alive. Angel Kuru now gains the line. El skating towards the middle. Looks to get the shot away. Bouncing in front of Eli Kamel. That's going to stop the hearts of Örebro for a split second. Definitely. Shot on and a big save there. Look to catch Eli Kamel off guard. Back to the point again. Yuga gets the shot. But broken up. JM gets it back. Shot on looking for the deflection. Angel Kuru can't pick up the rebound. Migo Buna now. Sent out front. Jansku has it for a split second. On Hokuru trying to work it out. Pikari down low to Yakari. Jansku almost getting that puck off the one hop. Looks for the quick wrap. Migo Buna has it on the back end now. Down low to Yakari. Sent to the middle. Pikari with the shot. A good save by Bennu. Yuga now pressured by Yakari. The forecheck from Örebro coming out. Pikari slides over, trying to cut across the body of Bennu, but he can't get the shot away. Örebro still in on the attack. Relentless pressure. Shot on, blocked by Sokolo. Yakari now. Down low to Pikari. Shot from the short side. Puck bouncing in front of Bennu. Another shot on. Saved. Another shot. Saved. Out in front. Finally, YMCA get possession and stave off a late goal there in the first period.
Woo, and a sigh of relief if you're YMCA. That was a lot of chances that Örebro got themselves, but nevertheless, just a nice job. Bennu being amazing in net, and a couple of nice defensive plays as well, especially from Julius. There was one play right in front of the net. I want to say it was Pikari. He had a good look in front, and Julius was the only one there. Got a stick on it and avoided the shot on net very well. Could have been the one that tied this game, but YMCA just doing what they do so well, and that's holding on, just keeping themselves in it. And they do so again. Maybe not the prettiest end of the period, but it's tied 0-0, and they get a chance to take a deep breath and reset to maybe get something back going for themselves to start period two.
Yeah, definitely Bennu, wanting a good response. Both these goaltenders wanting a good response game after the way the last one went, and Bennu definitely doing his job there. And Örebro, the pushback that they've had in this first period after the result of that first game, definitely impressive. YMCA had the time on attack advantage in that last game, and in this one, Örebro almost doubling that stat line right now. So YMCA going to be looking for a response, look to get a bit more pressure and relieve some of what Bennu's had to face so far. But Örebro in possession. Janska over to Teredy. Back to Jansku as he gains the line. Drop pass. Migo Buna has to come up with that dangerous play now. Sokolo has it, leading the rush back the other way. Beautiful little spin play around Teredy. Migo Buna on the back check retrieves the puck. Slowed down now. Teredy passed over to Yakari, who gains the line. Passed over, saved, still in front, and Bennu smothers it at the last moment. A crazy play right there. A lot of contact with the goaltender, so if it did find its way in, it could have been called off. Nonetheless, good pressure from Örebro.
And that puck looked like it was maybe going to squeak its way past the red line, but it kind of just popped right out, and Örebro just not able to buy a break right now, just not really able to find the bounces compared to the ones that YMCA had in game one. You kind of just wonder if you're them, like, man, can we just get something going for ourselves?
Well, they can kill a penalty if that's what you ordered. Angel Kuru getting tripped up behind the net right there, and that will be Migo Buna going to the box. A bit careless with his stick. He got a poke that he probably wasn't too happy with out front as he poked in front of him, and when he tried to turn and get that off, he ended up tripping up Angel Kuru. So power play for YMCA here.
Yeah, and I think they're going to decline respectfully on your offer of a penalty kill, but nevertheless, they're going to have to go ahead and kill this one off anyways, and they're not a team that's been great on the PK, only 40%, so they're going to have to step up and really stop a YMCA team that, even though they haven't been great offensively, kind of found some momentum for themselves during the series.
Yep, at least so far, nothing in this game, but in the zone now, Sokolo. Back to Julius. Over to Angel Kuru there. You can see them going with the umbrella with the center up high, low shot on, and if JM got that, he would have had a lot of net to shoot at as Eli Kamel was caught down low in the splits. Angel Kruger regains the line, poked out once again. I believe that was Yakari. Now Yuga. Sent over to Sokolo. Back to Julius. Looking to gain the line, get a bit more time. Seconds remaining on the power play. Sokolo has it stripped by Terity, who sends it all the way down. That will do it for the power play for YMCA. Back to even strength. And Örebro in on the attack. Yakari pokes it away. What a shot on net. Stopped, I don't know, to hit the body of Julius, or was blockered aside by Bennu. Nonetheless, it stays out there, but what a chance. Almost looked like another trip right there, but it might have been a hit and just an awkward fall by Sokolo behind the net. Trying to go in the attack is Örebro, but Angel Kuru has it. Looking to gain the line here. JM does so. Back to Angel Kuru, low shot, looking for the rebound, but Sokolo just a bit too far to be able to capitalize on that opportunity. Great pass, Yakari now to Pikari. To gain the line. Julius sent around to Yuga. Beautiful breakout attempt by YMCA. And they briefly have it in the offensive zone, but Örebro in possession once again. Starting to get a bit of momentum here. Yakari sent back to the point here. But Pikari, who is covering for Terity, a bit too far up in the play. Yakari now just driving the net there. The puck goes in! Being waved off, however. Not a bad look from Örebro. Just kind of driving the net there. And I'm hard to say if that one will count, although I don't see a lot of goalie contact.
That actually looked more like the player of YMCA. I can't tell exactly who it is. I want to say he was Julius, but I'm not totally sure. He actually bumped into Benna a little bit more there than the Örebro player did, so kind of an unfortunate break that one doesn't count, but once again, YMCA definitely not going to complain about it. It remains 0-0.
I'm not too sure if maybe they're looking for a kicking motion or something like that. I'm not too sure, but nonetheless, Örebro hungry there. Can't be happy with the way their fortunes have gone in this series. Right back in on the attack, trying to make something happen, taking their luck into their own hands here as YMCA go offside.
Yeah, and obviously I know they didn't actually get to capitalize with a goal there, but I do like the look from Örebro. They got to the net and drove an open lane. It's actually very similar to what we've seen YMCA do on some of those kind of odd bounces that they've gotten. More times than not when they've had them, it's because they've driven the net and have gotten that lane and taken advantage of it. So Örebro kind of taking the page out of YMCA's book there, almost paid out for them.
Yeah, just pucks and bodies to the net sometime can work wonders here as YMCA trying to establish an attack of their own. Got a couple near chances there, but Örebro right back in the attack. Pikari sent over to Yakari, couldn't connect. Back down low, Pikari with the puck. Looking for a pass out front, slides out front, fed it through the 5-hole, and it's still skittered wide. Shot over, back around the net now. Yakari looking for the puck. YMCA defending desperately here. Bennu all over the place in his crease, going back and forth, trying to keep up with this assault by Örebro. Pass broken up here, and right back in the attack. Jansku has it. Shot on low, kicked aside by Bennu here. YMCA back on the attack. JM looks like it was poked off his stick, and it goes all the way into the Örebro zone. They'll be in possession once again. You got to feel the ice being tilted towards that defensive end of YMCA, and they're just kind of in survival mode right now, unable to establish an attack of their own. Beautiful intercept by Terity. Jansku, Terity now, shot on, block. Oh, and he couldn't get the secondary opportunity. Bennu turns it aside. 10 seconds remaining in the second. Can YMCA get a single solitary chance here at the end of the period? Sokolo sends it towards the middle. No one home, and that should do it. You never know that one more shot on. That should do it for the second period here. Still a scoreless tie, 0-0.
Yeah, one more shot on with someone kind of in front of a net that was kind of open there. We've seen YMCA score with little to no time left in the series already. Tried to do it again, but you know what's funny, Sid? We're kind of ending today how we started. 0-0, a few chances, but neither team able to get on the board. We saw that with game one, the first series with Havu and Sawo, and here we are. Örebro and YMCA tied at 0 apiece going into the third, so not necessarily the same defensive struggle, but neither team really being able to find the net, so this is kind of about what we expected coming in, more than what we saw in that first game. Going to be really interesting to see who's going to step up and find that first goal for the team. It might just be the one that makes a difference in this game.
Absolutely, and it's third period time now, so with the way these two goaltenders have played, Bennu especially there, as he's been under siege a lot, that first goal could indeed end up being the difference maker here in this one. It's YMCA now with the puck, trying to get a bit of momentum going. They haven't had much in this game, especially towards the end of that second period. It was all Örebro. Julius now feeding on Helkuru. Tried to slide it over the JM, but someone was offside.
Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things to where now you kind of just hope that you can get that first chance. We saw in game one that it didn't really matter who scored first. Obviously, Örebro having that 2-0 lead to start and YMCA being to claw their way back, but a much different pace to this game where scoring not as easy to come by, and you're going to have to capitalize on whatever chances you get. So Örebro kind of on the attack, but YMCA going to have to try their best to continue staving this off, as the first goal, like we said, could very well be the winner. It's the chances of that increasing more and more as this game continues to go on.
Yakuri now sent back to Terity. Nice little D-to-D one-time shot. Turned aside by Bennu, and Jansku couldn't get the rebound. YMCA trying to counterattack, but it's right back in the hands of Örebro. Great intercept by JM, but Migo Buna makes another good play and get the force a turnover in the neutral zone. Dump and chase now. Yuga has it. Sends it over, and they do break it out. Sokolo down the right wing side. JM has it, quick shot, and it almost skitters through. A lot of guys crashing the net right there. Over to Sokolo off the side of the net, I believe. In tight opportunity, he got a backhand on him. Maybe if he was able to get that forehand shot off, could have been a different story. Jansku now trying to get that in, and they're offside once again.
You can only imagine the sense of nervousness that Örebro has whenever YMCA gets those chances like that. You kind of look at some of the bounces that they've had go their way between these two games, and you see a chance like that where they're really in close to the net and there's a little bit of space for them maybe to get a chance, and luckily for them, it did not capitalize. But you kind of wonder if maybe YMCA has that one more bounce, that one more play, that one more chance in them like they had in game one.
Looking forward here, pressuring in the zone. Their first nice little bit of extended zone time, but unable to get a chance. And here comes Yakuri just driving the net. They're shot on. Looks like maybe Bennu got a piece of it and directed it wide. Counterattack now for YMCA. On Helkuru with the puck. Shot on, looking for low rebound there. And why not? It's worked for them so far in this series, but no dice there as Eli Kamel gets the cover.
Yeah, from one counterattack to the other, a great job getting back there from YMCA, not really allowing that clear look on Benna, and then they turned it into an offensive chance for themselves to see if they can capitalize on it.
Big one-time attempt coming out there from Yuga. Behind the net now, Sokolo. Up top to Julius and back down low and back up top once more. Sent over to Angel Kuru, looking for a shot at a couple guys there on the doorstep, both JM and Sokolo, well positioned for potential rebounds. Örebro now looking to break it out. That was Migo Buna to Jansku, who gains the line. Trying to get towards the middle, but cut off by Yuga. And Angel Kuru sent the puck over to Julius. Up the ice to Sokolo. Looking to kind of bowl his way into the zone, but taken away by Terity, who finds Yakuri, who's had tremendous speed. He gets to that puck first. Pikari now with the puck. Behind the net, trying to work his way around. Battling now with Julius. Gets around the net almost. Gets a backhand shot off. A long shot there, attempt from the point. And intercepted by the defensive YMCA, and an interesting pass there from JM, maybe a missed pass, and goes down for icing.
Yeah, now with 6:03 to go, we are at that territory to where the next goal very well could be the game winner. So these two goaltenders, in Eli Kamel and Benna, have been great so far, but now almost going to have to strive for perfection, as they're going to hope that one of their teammates in front of them can come up with a big goal while trying to not allow one against them.
Definitely. It's odd, as you mentioned, how closely this is mirroring the first game of our broadcast today between Sawo and Havu, but here we are. Still plenty of excitement to go around, but still looking for that first tally of the game. YMCA now with the puck. Nice dump attempt by Yuga. Angel Kuru gets to that, looking for possession. JM in support, but they can't get it. Jansku now. Pass over to Yakuri with speed. Entering the zone, has Pikari. Yakuri can't get the shot or pass away. Great job from Yuga on defense. Back to the point, Terity. Now Pikari with the puck. Quick shot on, rebound attempt. Still has it. A pass attempt from Yakuri. Maybe could have pulled the trigger on that shot. It was broken up in the zone. Has been cleared by YMCA. Resetting now is Örebro. Looking for a controlled break-in. YMCA patrolling that blue line. And they do get possession. Interesting pass, but JM does come up with it. Sent up to Yuga. Angel Kuru has possession. A bouncing puck right now. No one can really get the handle on it cleanly. Less than a minute left here. Real time in the third. Angel Kuru gains the line for YMCA. Pulling his way through the half wall. Migo Buna behind the net. Excuse me, that's Pikari in support for his defense. Dump and chase now. Jansku retrieves the puck. Bodied off by Yuga. He goes tumbling down to the ice. Wrap attempt goes through the crease. Jumped on by Bedu. 30 seconds exactly remaining. Precarious situation there for YMCA netminder.
And you can't really blame Beta for getting a little aggressive and going out for that puck. You never know what can happen on a bounce like that unless just sitting there. Bold play, but don't blame him for making that one with how much is on the line here.
Attempt right there from Yakri, maybe a pass instead of just ripping that shot on from close range. Sent down low to Pikari. Pikari trying to go up front. Pikari with the shot just wide. Yakari now with the puck. Sent down low to Pikari. Looking for a pass out front. Well, great collapse so far from YMCA. Maybe one more rush attempt. Angel Kuru with the puck. With speed. 5 seconds remaining. Sokolo with the puck. It's tripped up there. And with 2.2 seconds left, a power play for YMCA.
And it's going to take a quick chance here with 2.2 seconds to go, but nevertheless, at the very least, they're going to get a point out of this, and they will have this power play going into overtime if they don't convert here. But watch out for a quick one-time play. We've talked about Angel Kuru. He's great on faceoffs. Might be enough time to get one shot off if he wins it.
High up. One-time shot on. That was a good set play. Instead of going direct back to the defense, they go with the tie-up. Sokolo tried to pass to Yuga, but it was blocked in front, and this one ends regulation 0-0. A point earned for each team, and we're headed to overtime.
Yeah, in terms of the standings, a win without a win for YMCA. At the very minimum, they collect 3 out of 4 points, so that really helps their cause for the standings, while Örebro, they really need the second point to try to keep tabs on the playoff race. Obviously, it's still early, but we say it once, we'll say it again. So important to collect all of the points you can, no matter how early it is in the season, because as the season continues to go on, those points add up, and by the end of the week, we'll already be a third through the season, 2 out of 6 weeks. So Örebro would love to get a second point here, but they're going to have to fight off this penalty kill first and the power play of YMCA Esports.
Yeah, fortunately for them, I mean, the play does start in the neutral zone with a neutral zone draw, so maybe a bit easier. It can always be harder to gain that line on the power play once you don't have that zone here, but there is plenty of time left on it for them to get something going. Another face-off won briefly by Pikari, but YMCA now in possession. Yuga hits Angel Kuru. They gain the line and maintain possession. Julius now with the puck. Looks for a shooting lane. Now the pass over to Angel Kuru. Maintains possession as the dance away, but Jansku with the puck now. Gains the line. Looking to attack. Short-handed. Sent all the way back to Migo Buna. Rips a shot on, looking for a deflection, but now the counterattack coming the other way. Numbers for YMCA, but a great poke by Migo Buna just to disrupt JM a brief second, and Sokolo goes offside.
And a solid power play so far for Örebro, a penalty kill, rather, for Örebro, stopping this power play of YMCA. They haven't really let up a lot of chances, and remember, this is an Örebro PK that has not been great to start the season out. 40% coming in today. So far, looking like more like an 80% PK to start out.
Absolutely, and just holding that blue line with the greatest of ease, seemingly, is YMCA offside once again, and that's what we were talking about. It can be so hard to regain that line once you lose it, especially with Pikari's performance in the face-off dot so far. So he gets another win there. Yakari with the puck briefly. Jansku has it. Will buy some time and maybe look to send that down. Got to be careful, however. Lose the puck for a second. JM has it. Down low to Sokolo. Back up top to Yuga. Back down low. Quick shot off the post. JM from an odd angle. Eli Kamel in the splits, but he hits the iron. In the zone now. JM to Sokolo. Back up top to Yuga. Bumped off by Jansku, and here come Örebro. Sent over. What a saucer pass. Jansku has it. Spin pass. Pikari with it. On the doorstep. Puck still loose. And Jansku has it now behind the net. Pikari out front to Jansku. Tough angle. Puck still loose. I can't even tell where it is. Now in front again and almost shot on. It's a bouncing puck, a hot potato. And finally YMCA able to get that out. Angel Kuru dumps it in. Sokolo retrieves it. Looking for a quick wrap there, but Jansku snuffs it out. You go with the puck, shot on. Almost gets through the traffic. And a slap pass opportunity unfortunately goes off Jansku, but that will negate the icing. Jansku got it. Misread by Yuga, who couldn't get the puck pick up. Now Migo Buna from the point, shot on, rebound, what a save by Bennu! And the puck bouncing again precariously in front of him as YMCA just trying to settle this down so they can exit the zone. JM now sends it over to Yuga, who gains the line. JM covering him on the point. Down low, Sokolo. Up top to Julius. Over to JM, dodges the approaching Jansku. Back around the net, and Angel Kuru trying to send it out front. But JM just a little bit behind for that rollout play.
We may not have a goal, but we have seen plenty of action in this overtime, especially for Örebro on the offensive end. A few chances, just Ben all over it. The bounces kind of going all over the place, and the puck just not finding its way in. But this has been an entertaining 0-0 game. Not many more entertaining scoreless games than this.
Shot on Quill, and covered up at the last second by Ellie Kamel. That was dangerous again, but going to the penalty once more is Örebro, so another chance for YMCA here.
And Örebro kind of playing with fire with some of the penalties they've taken. This is the second one, I believe, that they've had in this overtime, and obviously we kind of mentioned they have struggled on the PK, but, you know, and it's been a little bit better. You don't want to continue to play with this, though. Obviously, you don't want to give YMCA that chance.
Sokolo trying to feed the middle there on how Kuru can't cut off the attempt. Bennett comes out to play it and keep that Grand Tristan game alive. Sokolo gains the line, spin play. Can't get the retrieve the puck, but JM in for support. Sokolo has it, cutting across the net. Excellent poke coming out. Sokolo now back to Julius. To JM, oh, sliding the other way was Ellie Kamel, but somehow still makes the save there. I think he fooled JM with that movement there as JM was looking for that opposite side. Can't capitalize. On Hokuru gets the puck though, right back on the attack. On the corner boards now, back to Yuga. Down low to Sokolo. Collapsing around, had Julius on that one time. Maybe he was looking for him. The lane wasn't quite there. There he is aiming for it. But Yakari, man out of the box. One-on-one, Pikari to Beto. He scores! Game over. Örebro in overtime at the end of the penalty kill. What a pass up the ice, and Pikari caps this game off. W for Örebro.
How about that for Örebro? Another big penalty kill. I kind of mentioned they were playing with fire a little bit, but hey, why not turn the fire into your strength? Pikari gets out of the box, is wide open, and a great job there reading that, knowing he was coming out of the box, timing that perfectly, kind of waiting a little bit, and then right when he came out, positioned that pass right where only he could get it. There was not a YMCA Esports player in sight other than the goaltender and Bena, and Pikari just made the right move to beat him right there. A well-earned win for Örebro, and a big second point for them to earn for the standings. What a game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a tremendous game. And again, we've had maybe a couple of the most exciting 1-0 overtime victories that we've ever seen in today's broadcast here. And we did get a second game of OT, so Marathon Monday living up to the hype as always there. But what a finish in that one. You said it, just Pikari all day, just kind of waited out Bennu there and got the game-winning goal. And just plenty of excitement to go around, and 3 out of 4 points at the end of the day for YMCA Esports, which, as you said, exactly what they kind of need to get into that. And there's that play right there. The slow kind of turn from JM. Had he got that shot off quicker, maybe that far side was the option, but as Ellie Kamel slid, that short side became more and more viable. And that was really kind of a game-changing save right there as they tried to enter that zone once again. And here came the sort of beginning of the end, looking to penetrate that middle. And it was the pass. He was looking for Julius, I believe. Maybe that comes a bit later. I think that was the first one here. It's hard to time up with where the replay is, but at some point the pass gets intercepted, and that kind of spelled the beginning of the end as they were able to get that puck up to Pikari.
And it was this right here. It was on this play. He was trying to reach it back to the point. It was rather open between both, but might have been better off going over to their trusty center in Angel Kuru. And the turnover was there. He had a wide open Pikari just coming out of the box, and there wasn't anyone in sight but a goalie in a cage for him to try to win this game. And just a great defensive play turning into a great offensive play. And it's something that we talk about all the time, Sid, how those big plays can turn into chances for you offensively. Yeah. Just being in the right place, knowing that play was going to go where it was, picked it off, and it just happened that he had Pikari coming out of the box. He passed it perfectly, because you'd be shocked how many times people missed that pass not expecting it to happen. And he had Pikari there, and he took advantage of that chance. A great win there for Örebro and a big 2 points.
Absolutely. I mean, huge 2 points for Örebro. YMCA, I mean, still walking away with 3 out of 4. Have to be happy with today's performance nonetheless. That definitely helps them in the standings. They moved to 3-4-1, and Örebro now 3-2-1. So both of these teams kind of, beginning to work their way up into more positive light. But that will do it for us here today at Sports Gamer. More ECL Elite coverage coming to you on Wednesday. Of course, tomorrow, Tuesday, 19 CEST. We'll be having the ECL Pro action, playing with it's King Lyman, my broadcast partner for today, Brandon B. Major. And there'll be Hawaii Hockey taking on Reality Check, and I forgot to read the last one, but here on Wednesday, 1945 CEST, Habu Gaming, Yippee Voskala, and then, of course, Fedius Dad taking on HV71. It's going to be insane action. You're not going to want to miss any of these. Of course, definitely check out our pro coverage as well. Those are the up-and-coming people that we could be seeing in Elite. We'd like to thank our sponsors once again, of course, Wilhelm, Kovalon Lakritzy, ST Hockey. They help make this season what it is for us broadcasters, production team, everyone behind the scenes, and of course, the players themselves. You can find Brandon B. Major on Twitter, as you see on your screen, at B. Major. You can find myself on Twitter, as you see on the screen, at SinFTW Prod, on YouTube at Sin for the Win Productions, and now on Instagram for my music stuff at Paul Cinders. We thank you all for tuning in today, and we'll see you around very, very soon for some more Sixes action.